Can humans ever truly understand reality? Is it even possible to grasp the true nature of the universe? 2,500 years ago, Laozi believed the answer was no, and he said so in his profound writings. Hi, I'm Michael Allen Prestwood, and this is Beyond Words, Laozi and the Limits of Understanding. What did Laozi mean when he said, "The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name"? Laozi teaches us that the formless Tao is the source of everything in the universe. He teaches us that while we can name or describe the world we experience, what we perceive is just a fraction of the whole. Welcome to the Touchstone Truth channel. I'm glad you've joined us. Our goal is to help you build wisdom using humanity's best ideas. Here we explore rational ideas about our empirical observations. Subscribe and explore the world of ideas with us. Laozi was the founder of Taoism, also known as Taoism in older translations. He lived during the spring and autumn period of China, which spanned nearly 3 centuries starting in 770 BCE. Laozi lived about in the middle of that era. By tradition, he was born about 604 BCE. His book, the Tao Te Ching, survived the test of time. Our earliest full copy comes to us from about 100 BCE. Earlier copies are incomplete. This raises the possibility that his work was altered after his time. And that is something that is likely. I'm sure scholars will argue forever about it. The view of historical figures often blends into the legendary and mythical the further you go back toward our prehistory. In my book, 30 Philosophers, A New Look at Timeless Ideas, I write about Laozi in Chapter 4. I love how he opens his Tao Te Ching, his famous Taoist book of 81 short chapters. Depending on the translation and formatting, Chapter 1 is only 9 short sentences. It opens with, "The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name." His unknowable Tao, or Tao, was core to his teachings, and it is a humbling idea, and it resonated through the ages. It's the skeptical idea that we cannot understand the true nature of the universe. Consider, for instance, the concept of visible and non-visible light. You perceive visible light and may think it's the whole spectrum, but science tells us it's not. Our brains filter and interpret the world, creating a limited reality. We think we see the full picture, but what we understand are just shadows of the universe. In Chapter 1, Laozi continues, The nameless is the beginning of heaven and earth. The named is the mother of 10,000 things. Laozi points out that the formless Tao is the source of everything in the universe. We only experience a fraction of the whole. Like the invisible light spectrum, the true nature of reality escapes us. Take water, for example. We can see it, feel it, and drink it. We use it to bathe with and to water our crops. We have many descriptions for it. Water can be described as required for life, as a molecule by chemists, or even as something to play with by children. No matter how complete, our words always fall short. While we can pursue the currently unknown, the unknowable will always remain beyond the reach of our words and understanding. From Laozi's time over the centuries, the idea of an unknowable Tao has resonated across various traditions and philosophies. Today, some might place this concept under the umbrella of linguistic skepticism, the questioning of whether we can ever fully express reality through language. And in the West, one of the most famous contributors to this line of thought was Immanuel Kant, born in 1724. I cover Kant and his transcendental idealism in Chapter 28 of 30 Philosophers. Kant's most significant contribution was his distinction between phenomena and noumena, 2 realms of reality. Phenomena represent the world as we experience it through our senses and understanding. Noumena, on the other hand, refer to the world as it exists independently of our perceptions. And yes, Kant saw it as ultimately unknowable. In this way, Kant's legacy bridges East and West, challenging us to accept that some truths may forever lie beyond our reach. Once again, returning to Chapter 1 of the Tao Te Ching, Laozi continues, "Ever desireless, one can see the mystery. Ever desiring, one can see the manifestations. Laozi suggests that if we are free from desires and preconceptions, we may be able to glimpse the deeper mysteries of the universe. The problem? Our desires often keep us focused on the material manifestations, limiting our understanding of the world. In many ways, Laozi and Kant's distinction echoes my own idea of ideas presented in Chapter 18. In the idea of ideas framework, Kant's noumena aligns with what I call the material world, the objective reality that exists outside our minds. Alongside empirical ideas, our minds can conjure very reasonable indirect descriptions of the material world. Our minds are adept at crafting entities that, while not having a direct presence in the material world, are inherently rational. Think of concepts like money, ownership, and honor. These rational ideas indirectly describe the material world. Kant's phenomena correspond to our rational and empirical ideas about the material world, our reality. Kant's view brings Western philosophy another step closer to Eastern ideas, such as Laozi's unknowable Tao. Both traditions hint at the same profound truth. The ultimate nature of reality might be beyond our grasp. To wrap up Chapter 1 of the Tao Te Ching, here are the final lines. These two spring from the same source, but differ in name. This appears as darkness. Darkness within darkness, the gate to all mystery. In this final thought of Chapter 1, Laozi reiterates that both the manifested world and the deeper, mysterious Tao arise from the same source. True understanding is shrouded in mystery, like darkness within darkness beyond our reach. From a modern scientific viewpoint, this idea remains relevant. If additional spatial or temporal dimensions exist beyond our current understanding, we may never be able to fully comprehend them. Think about it, just as a dog can't grasp algebra, humans might not possess the intellectual capacity to fully understand the universe's deepest mysteries. Whether through Kant's framework or through the idea of ideas, both approaches assert that reality exists independently of our minds. Our ability to understand that reality is fundamentally limited, whether by the innate structures of our cognition, as Kant proposed, or by the pre-existing material world itself. I'm Michael Allen Prestwood. I hope you enjoyed this reminder that the universe remains forever shrouded in mystery. This video was based on my article, The Material World Split, available at touchstonetruth.com. For the full story, get my new book, 30 Philosophers. It tells the story of our best ideas over the last 5,000 years. Thanks for watching. Please like this video. If you are new here, please subscribe and join our community of thinkers at touchstonetruth.com.